from you really in the Jersey area, they haven't been friends or connected for a very long time. I do tend to believe now, I think as more stories are coming out, I do think this is the last season for Melissa and Joe. Maybe I do. And then
maybe one more, but that's,
I
agree with you.
I think they come back for one more, maybe in and out as not even, I don't think they'll be friends per se, but I think you'll see one more. And then I wouldn't be shocked if that is the end. It seems really bad. And it's going to be interesting. They've kept this secret. I guess it's a secret fairly well, that reportedly Joe lost his parents' house to foreclosure because of his bad business practices. Joe Gorga, not Joe Giudice, who also had his own issues. Then I saw Teresa even say this week that Teresa said her mother always believed that Joe Gorga started the christening fight to try to one-up Teresa's table throwing and have his own moment. So it's sad, I guess, because I did think they were such a close-knit family, but I guess also no.
It's over. It's over. They hate each other. Kim has been saying it for months that they hate each other. And the thing is every time Kim and I talk about this, the comments are I swear, to me, in my experience, people are more heated about Jersey and Beverly Hills than a lot of the other franchises, deep-seated, people go crazy. It's I wish I could tell you, because someone the other day was now you're saying this and you're back to Kim and I especially me, I am team nobody. I ain't team Teresa. I ain't team Melissa. I call it either both ways, but I do think this is, whether you like them or not, I think this is the end for Melissa and Joe. I really do. I'm not even saying, they'll go on, but I think I used to think it was the same thing you said, another season and then a season after that. I think this might be the end because we're going to have a season that's already filmed. It's going to end in this explosion. And then the reunion, by the end of a 3-part reunion, it's going to end with the final scene of doing a cheers right after Teresa says, I will never speak to these two people again. I want nothing to do with them. And they'll say the same. And to me, it's that's it. The bow is wrapped up. The present is wrapped. The bow is on it. And we just put it under the Christmas tree on the reunion. I don't see where Melissa and Joe go after that. I'm not saying they just did a live thing. I don't know if it was at Joe's comedy and these fans, I love you guys. I love you.
Brutal.
You guys, this isn't 2018 anymore. You guys don't give a fuck. Me. And of course, I'd like to take some credit for that, Sarah, because we don't give a fuck, but it's not because of me, but I love all you guys because someone stood up at this live show. It's Melissa and Joe. It's their night. And someone said, I just want to know, what are you going to do without Teresa? Because you guys have no storyline. They asked this. They're 3 feet away. They're in the 4th row. They said to Melissa, we just want to know, what are you going to do on the show now? Because your whole storyline has been Melissa was fumbling the question, didn't even understand. And she was wait, and what? And then she was Joe kind of stepped in, and then Melissa was wait, I don't understand. You paid money to be here tonight to come see us? And this is your question. I think they couldn't believe the question, but it is true. I'm not saying they don't have their own storyline, but it is Teresa's show, whether you like her or hate her. I think this next season's the end. By the end, it's going to be wrapped up and we're going to have nothing else to do with Melissa and Joe. I think it's over.
What does Kim D say? So is the story true, or it's never really been confirmed and documented that Joe Gorga lost the parents' house, or he basically just mortgaged against it and almost lost it? What is the truth in there?
Kim has said allegedly, she's I've believed this to be true for years. I've known about this for years.
Oh, okay.
Kim also has a lot of other things that she hasn't really said on the Patreon about Joe. There's some dark things that she has told me about Joe Gorga. I don't know if they're true or not.
And of course, the rumor is leading up, right, is that Teresa started this horrible rumor that Melissa was cheating on Joe Gorga with kind of this hot guy that was in New Jersey. So that's supposedly setting the scene for our January launch.
Which Kim and I believe is true. We've talked about that ad nauseum.
You do?
For so many reasons. We've talked about it. Cause I
gotta get on this damn Patreon.
Listen, I know the person. I know the guy. No,
he's hot.
Patreon. I can't. He's so hot. I can't even.
So fucking hot.
No, that's the thing is
New York. Oh, he's so fucking hot. Yeah.
So hot. And I don't want to but I know this is what we do on Patreon. Really. This is Kim knows the people, and who she doesn't know, I know. And it's like, look, just when you know the people and you deduce like, oh, I remember that night. I remember when that happened. And by the end of it, you're like, no, this 100% happened. And trust me, I actually on Patreon for 5 weeks in a row was like, it didn't happen. It did. And then when all is said and done and we laid everything out, we're like, I believe it happened. That's just my honest, true opinion. Can I just tell you one other thing?
Yeah, please.
I didn't, I always say like, I don't want to really watch all these shows unless it's like to report to you guys or someone's coming on. I can't believe I'm saying this because I really feel there's so many better shows out there these days than these Bravo shows. There really are. So I didn't.
What?
Well, like I think Selling Sunset and Blank Empire and just some of the like I just. But here's I mean like I know. Well, like I'm sorry.
This is sacrilege. I mean, are you kidding?
Not Beverly Hills, not Jersey.
That was one of the greatest reality show seasons of all time. I mean, we just witnessed the Oscars. And I gotta say, I think the season before that on Salt Lake, Oscar nominated.
I agree with all that. I guess I'm just basing it on the Salt Lake that we're watching. I mean,
you're still not in. I love
it. Someone's got to help me with Salt Lake. Guys, help me. Listen, I want to get back on track. So if someone out there can get me back on, every time I say this, I get 1,000 DMs that says, I agree with you. I fucking hate it. So if someone could get me back on track, maybe it's you, Sarah, but I just wanted to tell you, I have someone coming up from the Winter House, someone's coming on here. And so I had to sit here over the weekend and watch Winter House, which I loved the first season. I was just like, too busy, can't do the second season. I love it again. I'm loving the Winter House again. See,
really?
For all of you who think I'm a nasty, bitter troll, I like something when I like it. I love Bling Empire, Selling Sunset, love Winter Houses. I'm like, I have to watch this again? No, we have some new cast members. I don't know. I just remember I made you watch this shit last year to talk about it. Well, you don't have to do that this year, but I just want to say for anyone watching Winter House that loves it, it's not like my number. It's not Beverly Hills last season, but because I agree with you, that was the fucking Oscars. You get out the Oscar. Best actress goes to Lisa Rinna. Best supporting actress goes to Erica Jayne. Best villain goes to Lisa. Give them every Oscar possible, guys.
Okay, yeah.
Winter House.
There's a lot of good. I mean, I know you're not into it at all either, but 90 Day Fiance is amazing too. It's so good. It's just so good. It's just so ridiculous, and it's just like it's amazing, and the family members involved. I mean, I know what you're saying. There's so many things to choose from. There's just so many great reality shows now. And Welcome to Plathville, which I know like no one really follows, but for the small group of us that do, this season was unbelievable because they were ultra religious, 11 kids. The kids grew up like in the late aughts, never even knew what a cell phone was. And then the parents are separated this season. It was quite epic.
What about
mom died of DUI?
I'm gonna blow your mind in a second, but I still want to sleep with the two Plathville blonde guys.
Oh, they're so hot, Ethan and Micah Plath. I'd
like to sleep with both of them, to be honest with you. I'm just being honest. So that makes me want to watch, but I'm not going to watch. But I'm going to blow your mind. You know who I almost went out with this weekend because I've been hearing about them I have two friends that are very good friends with the ones, the onlys, Darcy and Stacey.